My favorite Chuck Norris joke is Chuck Norris once won a game of Connect 4 in 3 moves. It's simple. It's good.
Super.
Brand new day. Spiderman.
I thought you were just saying we were just looking forward to a brand new day in life.
Brand new day. Trailer came out officially.
Hey! Welcome back to New Way Stories. Thanks for hanging out today. My name is Darius. I am the official host. There is no other host. There is no Oh, hey, Jess. I'm the co-host.
And if there was other host, you'd be more handsome, more strong, more brave, more beautiful,
more stronger, more smarter, more gooder at maths, as the British say.
More funniest,
more humorister.
Yeah.
My name is Darius, and I am the co-host. Jesse Roberts is our host of the New Way Stories podcast. And as always, we have no producer. Just kidding.
No, just a Mexican eating a pancake in his basement.
Which is actually the name of my folk album. We have Ben, our producer, here on the pod. Man, it's going to be a fun day. This is a podcast about comedy, about culture, and about cinema. And man, we love to talk about all things creativity, all things community, all things. Frankly, all things movies, all things comic books, all things books. And yeah, dude, just how to be creative in the world. So we're hanging out today. Lots of crazy news happening this week. And most of all, we have a special guest with us today who is crying as usual and keeps spitting out his binky, Jesse Roberts.
I will tell you, that was among the worst introductions I've ever heard.
It totally was. Just a lot of rambling. What do we got today, Jess?
Well, so while I bounce this kid to sleep, if you're watching, this is what a modern dad looks like. Doing a podcast that doesn't make any money. But I can't afford childcare during the pod. So if you guys could sign on to our Patreon so we could afford daycare once a week. Some sad news. And Darius, I want to throw it over to you for a little bit.
Yeah.
Chuck Norris just passed away.
Yeah.
Today, right, of this recording?
It was either late last night or early this morning. Yeah, he was in the hospital last night.
Jesse,
I will
can
tell
you hit
you
the wah-wah real quick, the button? No, I'm just
I don't know which one that is. I will say that Father Time officially undefeated.
Yeah.
But this is like his first real victory. Like all the other ones leading up were like soft. You know, it's like, yes, you're the champion. You've been undefeated, but you really haven't fought anybody worthy.
Yep.
This is the first real one on the ledger.
Yep. It's that's actually one of the crazy things that I immediately thought about was weirdly enough, within the last week, I was thinking about Chuck Norris before he went to the hospital. And I was like, you know, what's crazy is like in my lifetime, unless I die unexpectedly early, in my lifetime, Chuck Norris is going to pass away. And it just feels like such an unreal thing because he's such like just like an icon. It's like when Jack LaLanne passed away. If you know who Jack LaLanne is, like was just like the fittest guy ever.
That was 100% the other. I was like, like Father Time has had some other like decent fights. Jack LaLanne, Hulk Hogan, like these were pretty good, but they weren't like championship worthy.
Yeah. So it is crazy. Like, you know, like Jesse, that was one of my first thoughts was, oh man, it's actually a healthy reminder that like, you're not going to live forever. Like if Chuck Norris isn't going to make it into his 90s.
I was going to say, if the total gym can't get you to the 90s.
So yeah, that's crazy. It's wild for me. I was looking up Chuck Norris's filmography this morning and just remembering how god awful his movies were.
Terrible.
And I don't think there's a single one that's got above like a 6.5 out of 10 rating from like Rotten Tomatoes, Metacritic, IMDb.
That is interesting because Stallone and like Schwarzenegger at least have a couple like critically acclaimed films.
Well, it's one of the things I think actually I read Chuck Norris's autobiography, and I don't really
Do Hard Things. Oh no, not Do Hard Things. That's the one That's the one he did the intro for. The kids wrote. I also read his. Cute. I forget what it is. I also read the autobiography.
Yeah, it's like it's pretty short. I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, it's. I don't really think it's actually kind of impressive. I don't really think he was like an artist type guy. I think he was like a pretty traditional, just like working man who ended up in movies. And I'm not harsh.
Do we blame Bruce Lee for getting him into movies officially?
I think he's in one or two films before he's in Return of the Dragon.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, I think we credit Bruce Lee with essentially every martial arts movie that ever made it to America. We can credit Bruce Lee for. Without Bruce Lee, I don't know if Hong Kong would have ever made it. Hong Kong cinema would have ever made it here.
I remember this is kind of a silly statement. I think it was on Carson, maybe. Chuck Norris was on Carson. And he was like, "You're kind of like the new Bruce Lee." This is like 5 years later. And Chuck's like, not really. But he's like, "I appreciate it." But
yeah, I think, just like a super humble dude. I think one of the things I love about his autobiography is he's pretty raw and honest about his mistakes in life. And, his first marriage, he cheated on his wife. He's open about that. So I'm not saying that to defame him at all. I'm actually giving credit. Like, he made a mistake that a whole bunch of men make, and very, 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 very few men, unfortunately, ever take responsibility for. And he takes full responsibility, but puts it in his book when he could have just omitted it, could have just skated over it, and then, gives credit to his first wife for the way that she, for who she was and who she is, and gives credit to God for, the redemptive work in his life too. And so, just like an amazing guy. Wasn't a perfect guy, but but strove to be a godly man. And like, one of the first things I went to look at when I realized he died was I follow his son Dakota on Instagram. Dakota's like pretty low key. He's got like 7,000 followers on Instagram. He's just like a guy living his life, but he's really young because Chuck Norris's later marriage happened much later in life. I think he was like maybe in his 50s. And even Dakota's like post about his dad was like, had nothing to do with being an action star, had nothing to do with being a movie star, had nothing to do with karate. He literally goes, "My dad told me he loved me every day of my life." He was like, and so, yeah, Chuck Norris, great dude. I feel so bad for the doctor that pronounced him dead, because that guy's got a broken jaw right now. You know it.
Like
those last fleeting twitch reflexes that are left in your body. That's normal for a dead body to twitch a little bit. It's just, the nervous system.
Sir, you're bleeding.
It's just a massive roundhouse kick to the face.
It sounds like, yeah.
I'll go for it.
No, it sounds like if he never had a really quality movie, his whole life was 5 out of 5 5-star movie.
Yeah.
What was
that the proper joke?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I think the proper joke was what Darius texted us earlier. Go for it, Darius. I don't want to take credit.
I will say, the funniest Chuck Norris joke that I have seen was last night before he passed. There was a post, and it was like TMZ, that said Chuck Norris has been rushed to a hospital due to a medical emergency. And a guy commented and said, "Praying for that medical emergency." It's just like, that's the proper joke.
That's good.
I won't. But what I said this morning was, said this morning was unfortunately St. Peter has a black eye for asking Chuck Norris who he was. And I think I said, there's only been one time in human history where the devil was more afraid of someone dying.
That's the one. That's the one. So he won. There's a couple, tied pretty close to Chuck Norris. I've mentioned it before. Jeff Foxworthy has a joke that says, if an episode of Walker, Texas Ranger made you cry, you might be a redneck. And there's an episode where Haley Joel Osment is like born HIV positive. Mom dies. Walker takes him in, teaches him the ways of the ranch, and he dies at the end of the episode. They bury him on the ranch. Walker gives like a little eulogy, and as like a 12-year-old, I'm like,
that's crazy.
And then like a few years later, when Jeff Foxworthy said that joke, I was like, oh, well, okay. Fair enough.
Put that on the sleeve.
There's a movie that he's in called Lone Wolf McQuade, and the bad guy in it is
probably the most iconic Chuck Norris piece.
I think Delta Force probably is his
great.
like his. Or are you talking Walker?
No, I was talking about Lone Wolf McQuade felt like the one that was iconic as a kid. Obviously, Delta Force. I
think Lone Wolf McQuade is when Chuck is firing on all cylinders as Chuck does. There's some pretty sweet scenes in it. And he's a lone wolf McQuade. And it's not ironic that it's after they kill his dog, which was later stolen by John Wick. That he then goes on a on a rampage to kill everybody. So he truly is a lone wolf at that point. Right. The movie. Oh, I kind of lost my train of thought here. Lone Wolf McQuade. Oh yeah, the bad guy in it is David Carradine, whose stepbrother just passed away. Yeah, you might know him from the DComs. Or Revenge of the Nerds.
I would imagine any of our female listeners over the age of 25 would know him as the dad from Lizzie McGuire.
Exactly. Yeah. But his half-brother, stepbrother, David Carradine,
famous for Kung Fu.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of the funny like circle is Bruce Lee wanted to fight Chuck Norris at the end of his movie because Chuck was like the national karate champion at the time. Yeah. And so he's like, I want to beat the national karate champion. And then David Carradine was like this kind of famous guy who, it was not his fault that he stole the part from Bruce Lee, but Kung Fu was Bruce Lee's idea. But then they gave the wandering monk character to a white guy. Classic. And so I think Chuck Norris is like, I want this guy. I want to like the guy who's famous for Kung Fu right now. Yeah. I want to beat him at the end of Lone Wolf McQuade. Yeah. And so
he leans in during one of the takes right as he forgets to pull a punch to this guy's gut. He says, "This one's for Bruce, you son of a."
He did say in an interview, he goes, David Carradine is about as good at martial arts as I am at acting. Which I think is like to the humility air. Like Chuck knows what he's doing, right? Yeah. He's not trying to be this like great actor.
Yeah.
And Walker, man, what an iconic TV show for a long time. I've showed these before, but I pulled them out. These were by Star Comics. Chuck Norris Karate Commandos. And this is the picture that,
pretty
Chuck
sick.
is that long blonde hair with the mustache.
Yep.
It is. Well, that's a good one. Look at this one.
This is so boring for the
listeners. Look at it in his scuba gear.
Kicking somebody
Still
in the face.
kicking that guy.
Standing on his hands, kicking somebody
This is
in the
why
face.
you have to watch on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. I just showed off all of Chuck Norris Karate Commandos. My favorite part about this is after Chuck has, like, the lore has set in. So this comic book series, I think it's a Hanna-Barbera, like, show, like, mini cartoon. that they converted into the comics, but it's like, hey, there's this group of assassins. We need Chuck Norris and his karate commandos. It's not this fictional character that Chuck Norris is playing.
Yeah.
It is, we need Chuck Norris.
Yep.
It's so good. Okay. Chuck, R.I.P.
Love you, dude.
Just one more thing on that. Just want to say, in the eyes of a ranger, the unsuspecting stranger had better known the truth, wrong from right. Because when you're in Texas, left behind you. No, I'm just kidding.
I would have let you sing that.
You would?
Let you sing that. I would have, yeah.
Okay, well, maybe later I'll do the full. It's like Frasier, toss out in scrambled eggs, and like the Texas Ranger song are the two that are in my head.
You know what's really funny is just like a testament of how emotionally unstable I am is when you said the eyes of the Ranger, I got choked up.
Yeah. Yeah. I get it, man. Okay, so quick story. We're a little random. Then we're gonna go into talking about Spider-Man Brand New Day. Trailer just dropped. But first, you guys might have noticed if you're watching on the stream, I got a haircut. It's been like 4+ months because Peter was born, and I just didn't go get a haircut ever. And our guy Easton Malvaney, who we had on the pod a while ago,
cut my hair last week.
He is going down to like cutting. He's going down to cutting hair part-time, and then this other kid reached out to me who used to be a Northtown employee before I took over. He's going through a tough time, and he's like, I got, it
would really make me feel better if I could touch your hair.
Yeah, I go, all right, man, whatever. Went through school, and he's just like not getting any clients. And I was like, you know what, man, I need a haircut. Let's do it. Go cut my hair. And so it looks good. He's like he's like 6 months out of school. However, I don't know if you can notice, he totally nicked me with the straight razor and didn't mention it. Like I was like, ow. And then he like kind of wiped it off with the towel. Didn't say anything.
That's crazy.
And I like still was like, gave him a pretty healthy tip. I'm like, next time I would like to not be nicked with straight razor. It's a shallow wound. It's just surface, but nonetheless, a little concerning.
Is his name Sweeney Todd?
It's it, man. It's a good point.
He's a knockoff. His name is Weenie Todd.
He just does these like little nicks. He doesn't have the guts to go through with murder, putting people in meat pies.
Oh, I don't want to kill anybody.
I'll just draw a little blood.
You've got
don't be such a weenie, Todd. But it's just that's the sacrifice that I'm out here. I'm out here helping people out, being generous, just taking blades.
Blades to the face.
Yeah.
To the face, which is actually the name of Jesse's rollerblading documentary about his teenage years. Blades to the face.
Only because Brink was taken.
If you've got the really great businessman, high and tight, some length on top haircut. Yeah. You look phenomenal.
Thanks.
If you were going to let Easton cut your hair and you were going to let him do something that's like a little bit out of the ordinary, different, what would you do?
Well, the one thing that I always have considered, but can never put in the time to let it get there, is to actually go a little longer.
Okay.
And then like the thing is you've got to like be in the awkward stage for like 6 months.
Yeah. I remember that. I had that for a bit. Like
I would like to be able to put it in a top knot or something like that.
Sure.
But I just, and my hair is like kind of thin, and so it's, I would really have to put in some effort. But the long hair is kind of I think like a buzz cut, this haircut, or
long hair
are the three like options for me. And I've tried I think 2 winters ago, like Easton and I were talking about it because he had some longer hair, and I was like, I'm gonna do it, man. I'm gonna like just hibernate from November to February and see where it is. And it's just not long enough at that point.
Yeah.
You still have to let it go another like 6 months or year before you can like take the hat off and reveal, the flowing locks.
It's like when the guy takes his helmet off in Shrek 2, just like flowing, the reveal.
Pretty charming.
I finally got my hair cut when we were on vacation because Brittany was going to cut it for me before we went on vacation. She always wants to cut it before we leave for vacation. And I was like, babe, I really don't care. I would rather just have it long so I don't have to get it cut again. And she was like, no, you should really get a haircut. So on the cruise ship, I paid, and it's stupid. I paid $60 for a haircut. Luckily, we had like in-room credit from booking the cruise, so I didn't have to pay out of pocket for that. But it was nuts. And they just cut the sides and left all this long stuff on top. And I'm going to leave all this long hair on top until I go bald because the hairline is not doing its job anymore. It has allowed the gates of Helm's Deep to be breached deeply and heavily.
That's tough. That is tough. Luckily, my hairline is holding true so far.
Strong.
Yeah, Russman, not so much. His is pretty rough as well.
Happens.
Yeah. And that then obviously really limits what you can do because you either hold on to it.
It's the only option after that.
Yeah, exactly. And you can't hold on to it too long, right? Because then there's like that 6 months or year or whatever that people are like, this is really starting to get like pathetic. You want to like cut it off before that happens, right?
I think,
but it's hard to know when you're in it.
I think that when I get close to retirement age, I'm really just gonna go like skull it. Like I think I'm just gonna when I get close to retirement age, I just really want to flaunt. Like I don't want to do the Jason Statham. I want to flaunt how thin and unhealthy my hair is in my later years of life.
Yeah,
that I don't ever want to get like sickly in my physical health just because it's such a pain in the butt to deal with your body when you're old anyway. But my hair. Just let it look unhealthy and sickly. I think that's a good way to age.
Yeah, I like it. Just own it. What and you're old at that point, so what are people gonna do? What are they gonna say?
Yeah. Hey, you're old and we hate you. That's probably what.
Here's the thing. This is what we've all been waiting for.
This is what it's always been about.
Brand new day. Spider-Man.
I thought you were just saying we were just looking forward to a brand new day in life.
Brand new day. Trailer came out officially. When's this movie supposed to be released?
July 31st.
July 31st. That is strikingly close to Darius's birthday.
I gotta tell you, man, it's so great to have a
almost said that was your birthday, but I was confusing.
Oh, wow. Brittany's birthday. Because hers is May 31st.
May 31st. And yours is not
well played, Jesse.
July 26th because my birthday is May 26th, but it's July 28th. I literally have to go through essentially that exact thing every time.
Well, as you get older, you realize it's insane to remember anyone's birthday other than yours and your spouse's.
Anybody who I do, there's some weird ones in there that I do remember, but
I know you guys are dancing around whose birthday is what, but if I did have a birthday, a Spider-Man movie,
I forgot.
A Spider-Man movie did come out on my birthday if I had one.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I can't not remember what your birthday
Which one?
was.
We're not
I don't know.
supposed to know.
I don't have a birthday. But if I did have a birthday, a Spider-Man came out on them.
It's not May 7th.
I mean, we'll just ask Malia. But
no. Did you guys know? I just watched this Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man trivia YouTube thing, and you have to answer it faster than everybody else, and it whittles it down.
Whittle.
At the time, Spider-Man 3 was like the most expensive movie ever made.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, no wonder there wasn't a sequel.
I also
More
didn't
than
know
Titanic?
Jake Gyllenhaal almost replaced Tobey Maguire in number 2.
Because of his back injury.
And also, Bryce Dallas Howard is Gwen Stacy in Spider-Man 3.
How did you, Jesse?
Did not remember any of that.
Sometimes your lack of recognizing people's faces. My wife is like that, where she just does. She'll sometimes ask me if someone is a different person, and I'm like, hey, those people look nothing alike.
It's like
you're asking me if Dilbert Mulroney is Denzel Washington. You're gonna have to look harder.
I mean, it's like the Jake Gyllenhaal and Mark Wahlberg, right? Or Matt Damon and Mark Wahlberg. It's people are like, oh, they look so much alike. Like, they don't, not at all. I don't. Those
both white guys.
I haven't watched Spider-Man 3 for a really long time, and I think that I don't know that I just didn't.
I think maybe I just had a crush on Bryce Dallas Howard when I watched Spider-Man 3. I don't really remember, but maybe that's why I knew who she was.
It also took me, it was like 3/4. I just watched Tropic Thunder for the first time a few months ago, and I forgot that Tom Cruise was in it. It took me 3/4 of the movie to be like, oh, that's Tom Cruise.
I thought you were going to say about Robert Downey Jr. being black. Like, it took me 3/4 of the movie to realize that wasn't
one I did.
Robert Downey Jr.
I did know. Yeah. Do you guys know the rival company in Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man?
The rival one
in the first one.
What do you mean?
They're working on their own like glider technology. I didn't get it. That was the one that I was like, oh, Frank, that's a really great question.
Roxxon.
No, I can't even remember it now.
Is it not Rock? Something tech.
It is.
It's not Hammer Tech. It's Defense Tech, maybe.
It is something lame like that. It's not that, but I was like,
10 years ago.
That's a really good. That's a really good question. Also, they asked like the actor who plays Uncle Ben, and the guy, like one of the guys, like nailed it. I was like, dang, that's also a really good pull.
That's really great.
Brand New Day.
Wait, what's the answer to the tech question?
I told you, I forgot.
Oh,
I've already forgotten. I got it wrong. Now. I got it wrong, and I forgot. I thought that it was going to come to me when I started talking about it. It didn't.
It's weird. That's one of those movies that, like Back to the Future, I can quote backwards and forwards.
Quest Aerospace.
Quest. That's right. Quest
Aerospace. That was way off with tech, but
you're voting me out. Yeah. That's not Quest Aerospace.
What he says,
do you know how much I've sacrificed?
What does he say? He's like, with it's something like it's too expensive. We're having a meeting with Quest Aerospace tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, last Spider-Man one. What is Norman Osborn's last request?
Don't tell Harry.
Don't tell Harry. Yeah. Peter, don't tell Harry.
Don't tell Harry.
Good stuff.
Don't
good.
Tell Harry. Me.
That's so good. But this movie, Brand New Day. We're not gonna ramble. We're gonna talk about Brand New Day. It looks pretty awesome. We got
it's sweet.
The Punisher.
Yeah.
John Bernthal, right?
Yeah.
As the Punisher. Frank
or Bernie, as his friends call him.
Oh, Bernie. Frank Castle.
Yeah.
The Punisher. That looks sick. Who's the bad guy? Who are we?
See, that's what everyone's trying to figure
really
it out.
They don't say, right?
So
I've seen some people online that claim that they know, but I haven't read the comment sections to find out who they think it is.
If you don't want to know, then I won't.
But also, Phil, remind me.
I'm
kind of forgetting the end of, and this is embarrassing for me, because growing up, my parents like forgot movies, and we would watch movies, and like
so annoyed.
Halfway through, 3/4 of the way, they go, "Oh, I think I have seen this." I'm like, "What? You haven't known this whole time?"
It took me about 3/4 of the way through the movie to realize that I've seen it before.
I completely forgot that Peter, like, that everybody loses their memory of Peter.
Yeah.
What's the ending of the last movie?
So, he does the spell, right, to make everyone forget, because his identity was revealed with Doctor Strange. Yes, Doctor Strange. He makes everyone identity, blah, 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 and then he messes it up, and then all the villains come, blah, 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 and the only way to send them back is to do the original spell, and so everyone forgets who Peter Parker was.
I see.
And then MJ, she's like, I'm going to figure it out. She's like, I will figure it out.
And then Peter's like, no, it's like a Doctor Strange spell.
Yeah.
And there's no figure in here.
But I think she'll figure it out.
Well,
I think she will like, because if you look in the back when they're at her apartment, there's like almost like I don't know what to call it, like a conspiracy board, like that Charlie Day and Always Sunny with the red string and like, visually, like there's like pictures of Spider-Man like kind of like that all over her. It looks to be her apartment. So I think she's like, the idea is that like, because like earlier it's like she's like, oh, aren't you happy? Can't you admit? And then I mean, it's always been her character that she's like a little stone face, but I think she's emotionally smart enough to realize like something, even though I don't remember anything, something feels off.
Oh, yeah. I think what's going to happen is she's going to fall in love with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I think she's going to, like traditional, she's going to fall in love with Spider-Man. And then at some point after she falls in love with Spider-Man, she'll find out that Spider-Man is Tobey Maguire and kidding. Is Peter Parker.
Are we introducing other people from, like, does Daredevil make a cameo? Is this what I heard? I didn't see it in
it's one of the trailer.
They're all like speculating.
Yeah, I mean, like, how can you have the hand and not have Daredevil?
Right.
That's I think the most exciting thing about the trailer is I know some of the shots with the hand in the trailer are like some of the cheesiest shots of the trailer, but I'm just like a huge fan of the hand and the lore of all that and the hand is like a secret group of freaking ninjas that controls the world is freaking sick.
When was this?
Spider-Man fighting ninjas is so freaking sick.
When was the hand introduced?
Frank Miller's so 80s, late 80s, 90s.
Late 80s. So did he just rip that off from TMNT?
Oh, I thought you knew this. The foot is a direct homage to Frank Miller.
The foot is the homage. Yeah. That's what I was trying to figure out.
It's early 80s. Yeah, because when Eastman and Laird make Ninja Turtles, they're like, hey, what would be so funny if we made like the silliest thing ever, but made it Frank Miller?
That makes sense
like,
because
let's make their thing be the foot instead of the hand.
The first the origin of the idea of TMNT was, I can't remember who asked who, but it was like, if we made Bruce Lee into an animal, what's the funniest animal? And it was like, well, a turtle. So, right. but then you make a dark, the first TMNT series is dark.
I haven't heard that about Bruce Lee. That's really funny.
The hand's first appearance was 1981. First TMNT was 1984.
Yeah. Okay. So we're all learning something. We're all learning something on today's pod.
So who do you think, Ben? I want to know what your theory is. Is it pretty obvious who the bad guy is?
I think, yeah. And it's one of those things where I've like always, I feel like there is an easier, more simpler villain to put in this role, but Sony is so addicted to putting so much in their movies that they just can't let Spider-Man be Spider-Man.
I don't know, dude. I mean, this is still Kevin Feige produced.
But there were some
I just don't know if
reports
we can blame Sony for this.
But
there are some reports that like Sony, the reason that they're allowing it, and in their stupid minds, the why they think these movies have been so popular is that Spider-Man is playing in a larger universe, and so you have all these cameos. You have Doctor Strange, Iron Man, Nick Fury, Punisher, Hulk, Bruce Banner showing up in these movies. And in their simple little heads, they're like, that's why these movies are so popular. We just need to keep bringing other people from the Marvel Universe, which is cool.
If we get Morbius back?
Yeah, which is cool. But the reason why people love it is because the Feige's team who's writing it is just doing Spider-Man. Is just writing Spider-Man. However, like in a way that everyone's been loving Spider-Man, and
So, are you trying to say that you think the bad guy is Mephisto? Like, who are you saying that you think the bad? Okay,
no. So, the bad guy is, I think, is the Department of Damage Control, which I think will turn into sort of an anti-mutant. I forget the black gentleman.
Damage Control is like teamed up with MODOK at some point.
Yeah.
And they're just anti all medication.
If they do go into the anti-mutant thing, isn't X-Men supposed to blend in with Avengers on the next So that would kind of make sense.
Here's the tricky thing is that Doomsday and Secret Wars will kind of be the third like Fox X-Men goodbye.
Yeah.
Third time they're saying goodbye to those characters, but the Thunderbolts director will be doing his own MCU X-Men movie.
That's
Gotcha.
So they're like
crazy.
saying goodbye again to X-Men, Fox X-Men, and
Yeah.
at the same time we'll be starting up a MCU X-Men.
Ben,
So
go
for it.
finish your thought. Yep.
There's a shot in the trailer. I forget his name. I should know his name. He's a really good actor. He's in Severance. In the closed caption, his name is Bill, and it's kind of been rumored that he is Stryker, and so he
cool.
will be William Stryker. And so that part of Damage Control, that sort of anti-mutant was starting up because Sadie Sink is in the movie. And she is rumored to be playing
Jean Grey.
And you can see in
Pretty
the
sick.
trailer, there's that shot where Spidey opens the tank, and there's just some random woman, and it looks like a consciousness jumps to the security guard, and then jumps to another security guard. And there's not that many. There's not that many Marvel characters with
They're
that
mind
type of-
controllers. Yeah.
Exactly. And
That's
so
really smart.
So the idea is that she's been there since she's young, or they've captured her because she's an enhanced, or
Bro,
whether
I
they're going to
hope
start
they
using
do this. This is an awesome theory. This is freaking awesome.
So it's kind of the start of so it'd be kind of the Department of Damage Control, but then at the same time you have appearances of these minor villains: Scorpion, Tarantula, Boomerang, Tombstone is rumored to be in it. So
Oh yeah, that's right. Tombstone.
But I don't think they're big players. I think they're just
Tombstone
kind of
would be
goons.
a sick villain to
So,
bring in.
but
cool.
I'm
Well,
actually
I would've
very
l-
angry,
yeah.
just as a side note, that they made the Craven movie, because now
Yep.
that like that is out there, you can
Yeah,
like
yeah.
introduce a cool Craven character into the Spider-Man movie. I would love a
Yep.
Craven villain in a Spider-Man. Like, we're gonna do a villain that we haven't done before.
Yeah.
But I have a soft spot in my heart for Tombstone as well, from the '90s
The
cartoon. Yeah.
The thing that I hate
Oh.
about that is like Tombstone it's one of the weird things about Spider-Man. He's so insanely strong that you really have to give him a good villain. And sometimes I feel like they put Tombstone opposite Spider-Man as like a believable physical match, which is laughable.
So here's what I kind of want to end on. And that brings up one of the theories. Why is Spider-Man so popular? Why, like, I think out of
it's
the
crazy.
two, or out of the like superheroes, Spider-Man, like, it's Spider-Man and Batman, I think, are the two that like just continue in their popularity.
Yeah.
And even when one is not so great, like it's almost like a Star Wars thing where you go, like, you're putting out something new, and it really takes a whole lot for us to like not be into the new thing.
Yeah.
And say it goes with comic books too. The easiest comic book to sell is Amazing Spider-Man, because people just constantly buy it, right? Same. Batman is like one of the most popular comic books. Why is that? And I think it's interesting to me because the one common denominator, I think, between Spider-Man and Batman is they've got cool villains. Each have the coolest like catalog of villains.
Rogues Gallery.
But they're completely
I like that.
different heroes. Like, the appeal to Spider-Man as a character is a completely different appeal as a character to Batman. Thoughts?
I'll try to go quickly. I think there's something about Spider-Man separate from Batman. I think there's something particularly about Spider-Man.
Yeah, we don't have to mention Batman. It just is or we don't have to like talk about that, but it's
Batman's
just
his
an interesting
own-
it's an interesting kind of note in
Well,
the conversation.
I'll after I explain my Spider-Man thing, I'll tie in the Batman thing just a little bit. Briefly, I think that there's something like subconscious, like deep in the psyche of human beings, where like, why do kids like the Easter Bunny? It doesn't really make sense. Like, it's a giant humanoid bunny and kids just like run to it. Why do kids like Mickey Mouse? Like, it doesn't really make sense. But you don't have to train a kid. Like, some kids cry when they meet like a Mickey Mouse, but you don't have to train a kid, like a toddler, to run to Pluto, to run to Mickey Mouse. It is innate. Pardon me. I think that there's something with like adolescent kids, and particularly boys, but I'm sure that there's lots of girls that also love Spider-Man the way boys do.
Spider-Gwen.
I think there's something like innate about this, like,
and Miles for the black kids.
Adam.
I'm just kidding.
I think there's something innate about like why they see Spider-Man in the primary colors are part of it. Everybody who's in marketing knows if you can get a hold of a brand with primary colors, you're going to do better. Kids love primary colors. People like primary colors. It's just the way our brains are wired. No one knows why. I think that's part of it with Spider-Man. The other thing is, I think young people love Spider-Man because he's a real person. And I also think like men love Batman, and women too, again, but I do think like predominantly men love Batman because he's a character that taps into that like brooding, kind of angry, kind of depressed, like all these melancholy feelings that you have. Like, he just kind of like is a good embodiment of that. And
he has never ending resources and toys
to
express said brooding.
Yeah. So those are my quick theories.
Peter Parker is for sure. I mean, that's like definitely the character appeal, right? Is that he is trying to find the work-life balance, between Spider-Man and family, and it's constantly a decision of, if I choose my family, it feels like the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man is getting ruined, and if I choose Spider-Man, then somebody in my family is getting hurt. And that's like a legitimate struggle, that not that all of us have Spidey powers, but
speak for yourself.
It is a legitimate struggle that you go, this is the thing that I feel called to, or whatever. Like, this is like what I'm supposed to do. And then, you like trying to figure out that balance. And I think like kids maybe sense that pretty early of, having a family, and also like having something else where you're like, well, you could choose this, but it might have repercussions elsewhere.
And
Dude,
also,
go ahead.
If you have some ties in, this is sort of a different thing.
Okay, real quick. I think it's really interesting. Like Steve Rogers, he's not like in the MCU, even in the movies. He's not interesting to most people. 99% of people. The only thing that's interesting about him is Peggy and Bucky. That's it. He's not interesting. He's just a good guy. And no, that's not interesting to people. I like it, but it's just not interesting to people. Tony Stark, not interesting to people. He's only interesting in the Iron Man because he's Robert Downey Jr. That's it.
He's charismatic. He's funny.
The only interesting thing about him is that he's funny. And Peter Parker, if you took away like all the other characters around him and you just focus on what's going on with Peter Parker, like you just said, Jesse, he is interesting. He's complex. He's struggling. He's very introspective. He's like got a very round, robust personality. He's funny when he's in the suit. He's nerdy and awkward when he's out of the suit. He is interesting.
I was going to say the comics are very layered and with the character, and it is interesting. I think this most recent rendition is of the closest to the comics. But you have the 90s comic the 90s cartoon where he is an adult, right? And it's Peter Parker is a little more reserved, 40. A little less like funny. Tobey Maguire, same sort of thing. He's an adult. He's a little cocky in the suit for sure, but doesn't quite lean into that as much. But I think the family dynamic, struggling to be friends with Harry, Mary Jane relationship, and and then you have this new rendition where, or in Andrew Garfield, my point is each one kind of focuses on something that Spider-Man is.
Yeah.
And there's an appeal in every single one, even though it's kind of a different focus.
Yeah.
And in the comic books, he's all of those things.
Yeah.
It originally, I mean, this is pretty obvious if you don't know this. Like, Spider-Man was like the first like kid. Well, not kid, but like
he's like a real
making him a
teenager.
Making him a teenager who's not rich.
You had the boy wonder, but he was a sidekick, right?
Yeah.
He was only allowed to be a sidekick.
Making him the hero, and just I've always kind of seen it as like starting him when he's in high school, it's kind of like a metaphor for like growing up and going through puberty.
Yeah.
And he's learning all these new abilities, and then with great power comes great blah blah blah. Yeah. And then he grows up with it, and I think that's why like he's always loved, because that's everyone. That's what everyone's that's why people have their Tobys, your Andrews, your Toms, and you've grown up with that because it's the same story that everyone relates to.
Mm-hmm.
But
it is crazy with like this is a thing that happens. It especially happens with cartoons. It's one of my favorite things about cartoons. When I was a kid, baby boomers were making cartoons about their childhood, but I was watching them. Like the show Recess. The show Recess is not about what it's like to go to school in the 90s. It's really about what it's like to go to school in the 70s.
Yeah.
Because people writing it, that was them. And they were doing their best to be relevant. But it really, like, if it was in the 90s, there would have been a lot more talk about video games, right? There would have been a lot, like, just different themes. It really, we grew up, me and Jesse at least, with cartoons that were about being a kid in our parents' generation, essentially, or close to it. And so I think the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man is that way. Like, it's about going to high school in the 80s, even though it comes out in 2001. It's Sam Raimi's version of high school.
It's a great point. Like, the way the cliques are set up it's a John Hughes high school.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Was nothing like high school, like our actual high school experience. And then Andrew Garfield, I think, was similar. Then when you get to Tom Holland, not that I think any of them is bad. I like all of those iterations. Tom Holland Spider-Man is like, they nailed it. That was what it was like to be in high school when Ben was in high school.
Yeah.
And like the fact that they nailed that, I think it doesn't even get enough like talking time. It's an amazing feat.
It's a really good point. I wasn't able to really put it into words, but it always felt strange in the Tobey Maguire one that he's like obsessed with the cool car. Whereas like the cool car really, I felt like what hasn't been the main focus in high school, like you said, since the 80s. And it's like, girls like cool cars. It's like, there was not a single girl in my high school that was like, well, he's got like a sick Mustang, so gotta date him.
No, dude, that's like American Graffiti.
Right.
That's
and
like
then,
the 60s.
And then even the
dude.
Andrew Garfield one, he's like skateboarding. And it's
that's
just
not
and
cool.
You just missed. Like, you missed the skateboarding X Games thing by about 10 years, right?
Yeah.
Where it was like, yeah. Anyway,
would have been really cool in the mid 90s.
Right, totally.
Peter Parker was skateboarding. Yeah.
Yeah. That's funny.
Last thing, it's not even, we're not even thinking like, the last thing I'm going to mention is not anything to do with this, but just some more thoughts about the trailer, if that's okay.
Yeah.
I love, number one, I noticed the colors. Bright blue and bright red. He just pops like it seems like every scene, like kind of New York, is like not like it's dull, but I think that the director who I was gonna mention is the Shang-Chi director. So you're gonna absolutely love those hand fight scenes, dude. Those are gonna be
really
nuts.
I really hope so.
Nuts. But I think there's a choice to make New York seem a little more gray and really make Spider like that's a deep blue and like bright red. Do you know what I mean? So like those, he always pops on screen. He's just visually, he's just like stands out a lot, which I love. Also about the suit, which they did in the past three movies.
Jesse, like this is literally, I don't care that much about the suit, but like it's such a big deal that Ben has like deep thoughts about it. I think the suit is a big deal to people.
Well, I'm about to get even crazier. So the Homecoming trilogy, the Home trilogy, they wanted it to be so smooth and skin tight that they would CGI out the wrinkles.
Hate that
And
stuff.
so like a lot of the shots of him, even if he was actually standing there in the real suit, it's just caked in CG. The shot where he's webbing the sword and breaking the sword, when he pulls it back, you can see the wrinkles in the suit, and I was like, oh, it looks so good. I love that shot.
Tom Holland is, forgive me, but he is so much more beefed up in this movie.
Yeah, there's one shot where it's boulders.
Yeah, and he's like a little guy, and he's like super cut. So those really tight shots where they're really close to him make him look way bigger than he really is.
Yeah,
but I'm surprised that they didn't have issues with him looking like Mark Wahlberg in the suit because he's like just so
also, just last thing, just about the villains and who's really behind all whatever is going on, the big mystery. I think you could have done this movie without all the MCU stuff and the kickstart of the mutants and all that, which is cool. And I still don't love that Jean Grey's being introduced this way. I'm sure there's a bigger plan, but I've just never thought of Jean Grey to be, I don't know. And also Sadie Sink. I have other stuff. Malia has argued with me about this. If Sadie Sink is Jean Grey, I don't know if I love that, but I'm sure she's going to be great in it. Just because I see her, Sadie Sink, and maybe it's just because of Stranger Things, she's that punk kind of edgy, kind of cool kid, and Jean Grey is not that at all.
Like I want her to be Rogue.
Sadie Sink,
actually, not a bad. That's not a bad casting.
Yeah, I think that you're being super influenced by Max.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
yeah. Absolutely.
Sadie Sink. This is like a good reminder. There are only a few real cool people in Hollywood, and they're the people who didn't grow up acting. So they're like less than 1% of actors. Hollywood is predominantly a bunch of theater nerds. No matter, like, they make them look cool. Like, they make Sir Ian McKellen look cool. He's just a gay theater nerd. That's all he is, dude. Just a lovable gay theater nerd. And like Sadie Sink is very much like in interviews when they're like, what is it you love to do? And she's like, I just like to sing. Like, she grew up doing musical theater. I think her range is big. And I think if they want Jean Grey to be a punk, then they'll make her a punk. But I think if they want Sadie Sink to play Jean Grey, I think that it will be whatever way the writers want it to.
Yes, absolutely. And I know that. But I just love the X-Men so much that
Yeah.
that's the whole thing. But I think you could have done this movie without all that stuff. I think Mr. Negative would have been a really cool Spidey villain to kind of introduce. We haven't seen him in anything else. And I think he would have fit perfectly in this, especially where Peter's at. And it's especially if you're doing the Hand and you're having all these little villains and gangs pop up. You have Mr. Negative over kind of being the one to, that would have been so sweet. But I'm so excited for it.
Start writing spec scripts, bro, because and I mean this lovingly, your congenital disease is that every time something is happening, you have an alternate version of it, like a full, and like this, we can't compare. I actually think I've heard authors say this. There's no way for an author to win against the version in your head.
Right.
They will never beat your imagination because it's your imagination. But I love your takes. I just wish you would start writing scripts so we could see your ideas on the screen.
I'm too busy editing this pod.
Can I just on the idea of typecasting really quick?
Just like just on the story thing, like, and he's like, man, all this idea is in your head, but really it's just me going, okay, and then Spider-Man, and then he does this, and then Big Remy shows up. Like you think it's these like deep ideas, and I'm just playing with my toys.
Well, but that's like the thing about imagination is like I think that's one of the funny things about being a kid is I don't actually think I've ever enjoyed any movie as much as I enjoyed playing with action figures. I think that's one of the things. I'm not trying to get super deep, but that's one of the things we're losing with so much screen time as people, but especially as kids. Kids don't need to watch. They need to create in their room by themselves. Like, they're wired to do that.
Can I tell you just real quick? We're bumping up on time here.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. The nostalgia of action figures. I was just talking to David Jamison about this. The like Saturday morning cartoon action figure, like G.I. Joe commercials, where they had the awesome sets, the sand and trees, and you would do the rocket and rocks and sand would blow up. And I'm like, that's the coolest action figure ever. And then you try to recreate it, and the like missile kind of like barely clears the gun. It's not nearly as cool.
The classic toy soldiers.
And then on to Ben's concern of typecasting. In that same conversation, we talked about another kid who got typecast. He was in Air Bud. You may remember the movie about a golden retriever who plays basketball.
If you talk about one more time about how that golden retriever was typecast for the rest of his career. He's a golden retriever. He's a one-trick dog.
This dog is only... no, and he's not a one-trick dog, because the next one is the golden receiver, wherein he plays football. But that kid was then cast as the main kid in MVP. The one where an orangutan plays hockey. Do you remember that? So I just love that this kid for like 8 years... he was like, I cannot get out of the role of owning a sports playing dog.
You know what's really funny is
animal.
His agent got like a copy of the James Gunn Guardian script and was like, "Are you kidding me? Peter Quill's best friend is a raccoon."
He goes, "We're back, baby.
You gotta get this role.
We haven't had a job for 12 years, but we're back."
Listen, I said no to Martin Scorsese. That guy's a waste of time. I'm gonna get you this role with the raccoon.
I knew Gunn from the Scooby-Doo days. We're buddies. I can get you in that movie.
All right. Okay, we're excited about Brand New Day. Peter just woke up. He was asleep.
Who's Peter?
And he's pissed. Parker. Guys, thanks so much for listening to New Way Stories. Like, subscribe, do all the stuff. Spider-Man's gonna be sick. Chuck Norris, R.I.P. man, R.I.P. In the eyes of a ranger are upon you. Any wrong you do, he's gonna see. When you're in Texas, look behind you, cause that's where Ranger's gonna be. Bow, bow, bow. All right.
Oh, man. I'm going to watch that on YouTube right now.
Just real quick, Pete, I was like a little sad that I'm like, man, at least for 4 months of your life, Peter, there was an overlap where you got to like share the world with Chuck. We'll see you guys. See you guys next week.
Peace.